didn't notice that the other one. Okay, so good. I want to start using the other laptop. So whoever is next on the show, there will be we will be
the guinea pig.
Exactly, it'll be the guinea pig, because I definitely want to do the other one. But this one is gonna die. To be honest, I'm surprised it's not dead yet. Hold on. Surprised it's not dead yet, but so I it's on its last legs for sure. Okay. So I think we should be streaming live on YouTube, so that's great. And then let me just come back here. See, everything's all like, I had everything set up the other way, and now it's like, okay, one sec. Okay. All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the Awakened Happiness Now Global Series. Thank you so much for being here with us today on a Saturday. I'm so glad you're all here with us. And if you are new to me, new to my show, and if you're watching live on YouTube or if you're watching on the replay, please do subscribe so that you can watch all of the live shows and the shows on demand coming up, and the ones from the past as well. It is my deepest wish, desire, and intention to bring forward to you all these wonderful speakers who are sharing their wisdom, their teachings, their experiences, their healings, their activations, their processes, etc., so that we can all thrive in our lives. Because that is why we are here. We are here to thrive and live in joy and ease, and create the best lives possible, right? So today, my dear friend Roshney Mistry is back with us, and we're going to be talking about healing emotions that are showing up in the body. So some of what we're going to discuss is how grief shows up in various ways, that your body is a barometer. We're going to talk about radical remission survey, surviving cancer. You are your own healer, and tools that you can use to heal yourself. And of course, we will be taking some live caller questions like we always do. And Roshney will be doing a live meditation with the golden tree, which will help you feel more grounded and shielded. And you'll be able to connect with your guides and ask, what emotion do I need to let go of now? And what does my body need right now? And I'm laughing because we were talking about this earlier, and I had said I woke up with a massive, massive headache, neck ache kind of thing. And I was wondering, I wonder what that is, right? So perhaps it is, emotions that are showing up in the body to be healed. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. So for those of you who don't know Roshney, she's been with us, I think this is the second time.
Yeah,
but we loved having her last season. And so she's back with us. She is a spiritual energy coach whose name means light. She is trained in NLP, Rahanni Celestial Healing, inner child healing, cord cutting, counseling, and Akashic records healing. She has been working in corporate government for the last 34 years. And working in a stressful environment has taught her many skills, especially on how to heal relationships. She learned through her experiences that when your soul is not living its true purpose or mission, then the body will show you signs on a physical and mental level. So Roshney uses powerful inner child healing and cord cutting modalities to help others to remove emotional blocks to relationships, career, and good health. She runs spiritual workshops every 2 weeks via Zoom, which are open to everyone and anyone. And whether you are just new to spirituality or very experienced, she shares tips and tools on how to heal yourself. So the workshops include powerful guided meditations, and Roshney is sharing her light with you so that you can shine your light too. So I just want to say really quickly, because we've been talking about healing and we're going to be talking a little bit about cancer, everything, we are not doctors, we're not medical professionals. So if you do have an issue, a physical issue of some sort, please do connect with your medical professional and whoever that happens to be in your medical system. We mostly do talk about energy healing, right? So it's mostly about energy healing, which sometimes can then relate back to the body and help with healing the body. But like I said, this is for entertainment purposes only, for your awareness. And then if you do have something, please do check with your medical practitioner, okay? So everyone, please join me in welcoming Roshney back to the show. Roshney, welcome.
Thank you, Laura. It's absolutely a pleasure to be back.
I'm so glad you're here. And this is a wonderful topic, and maybe it's, it's right on time and it's interesting for me, right? Because like I said, I woke up with this massive headache that I have not had in a while, and it's neck related and whatever, right? And it's like, I wonder, and we were talking before we went live about, I wonder what emotion it could possibly be. And we talked about what I was experiencing last night when it started to come on, right? So definitely, there's stuff, I know from my own training and my experience that when we are perceiving something in the body, it always starts first in the emotional level, right? So if I'm frustrated, if I'm upset, if I'm a control freak, which I am, and and stressed out in some way, it's going to show up in the body, right?
Yeah.
And so let's talk a little bit about let's briefly start with the connection between emotions and the physical body, and then we'll get into the more in depth into what we have listed as what we're going to talk about. But I love talking about emotions. As everybody knows, I'm a very passionate person. So I feel a lot of emotions, and I sense a lot of emotions as well, right? And not just sense emotions, but I sense energy in the body, right? So a lot of us who are very passionate do tend to sense a lot that's happening, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So emotions for me, is a very big thing now. It never used to be, because I wasn't even aware of them. I wasn't even aware that, oh, I'm angry, I'm shouting, I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling depressed. But through helping my clients and going through a lot myself, I've learned that, oh, okay, it's an emotion, and I deal with it very differently now. And I'm only human, so I'm not going to lie and say, oh, I never get angry and my life is so easy. We're only human. We've come here to experience these emotions, and it's how we respond to them, instead of react to them. So my story, my main story, because I used to come on your healing retreats, and so in 2016 I had a family incident where it was a bit of a shock to the system, and I was holding anger and resentment. And I didn't realize I was holding anger and resentment. I thought I'd forgotten about what had happened at the incident. And for 4 years, I had a bursitis. So it's like a cyst on my foot, so I couldn't walk properly. And I went to so many different doctors. I went to private, I went to NHS, which is our government doctors in the UK, and I went to specialists, paid a lot of money, and they all said the same thing. They said, you can have an injection, you can have a steroid, you can take tablets, but it won't get better, it will come back. And I thought, well, what's the point of doing all that if it's going to come back? But obviously they don't look at the emotional side of it. They look at the Western medicine side of it, because that's what they're trained in, right? So luckily for me, I found people like yourself, and I found like a really good reflexologist. I found someone who did Reiki healing and inner child healing and all these things. And with the combination of that, and a lot of it myself, because you are your own healer, it was gone after 4 years. And I was thinking, God, I'm so glad I didn't take that injection. And disclaimer, like Alara says, I would never tell anyone, don't have that operation or don't take the steroids or whatever. You have to do what is right for your body, and your body will always guide you. Your inner self will always tell you, yes, I want that. And your GP. I'm only telling you what my journey is and what I found, right? And everyone's prognosis is a different level, a different situation. Yeah. So, I was like, wow, oh my God, I'm doing Zumba again. I'm running again. I'm walking bare feet, and I'm not living in trainers, because I was living in trainers and they're so expensive. So that is where I learned that, okay, wow, when I let go of that anger, when I did that forgiveness, it was gone. And I was like, wow, so that's where the emotional side of it comes in for me.
Awesome. Thank you. And absolutely, like we work with a lot of healers, energy healers, and a lot of times, our experiences are amazing and really good, but sometimes we do have to go the medical route, as well, right? So to each their own, do what feels right for you. Now, because I also had, like, I remember at one point I had a frozen shoulder. My left shoulder was frozen. I couldn't even, I couldn't even undo my bra. I couldn't do anything, right? And so I finally was like, okay, I'm in so much pain and I can't function at all. So I did both. I did the energy healing, for myself, as well as the cortisone, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, thank goodness. I was able to function, because for me, being able to function in my life is important, right? I don't want my husband to have to put my bra on, or, like, it's weird, right? So I was like, no, I'm an independent woman and I like to do things
So
by
it's really funny
myself.
you mentioned shoulder, because back in 2016, when I was looking into emotions and things like that, um, I had four people in my life, had like very, very two close family members and two really close friends at work, and they all had symptoms in the shoulder. So I was looking into this, because there's so much literature out there. I mean, Louise Hay talks a lot about, I don't know if you're familiar with Louise, she talks a lot about how emotions get trapped into the body and show up. And shoulder, and the strange thing is, all these four people were single parents. Two were widows, one was a single parent, and another one was separated. So, and they had children. And shoulder is about burden,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, it was amazing. And I was like, wow, you're all complaining, you're all single, you've all got a lot on your plate right now. And then it's exactly what Louise Hay is saying. And I thought, oh my God, this adds up, So it's funny you mentioned about the shoulder.
Absolutely. And that was, it lasted a long time. And I'm glad I did both, right? Because I felt better with doing both.
Yeah.
So let's also talk about, and this is let's talk about how grief shows up in the body. And I'm not talking about just grief from a loss of a
Mhm.
partner, a friend, etc. Grief is really about many different things, right? So, like, I just lost my way of living, the way I was living in Europe. I just lost that. So could I be going through a grieving process? Absolutely, because definitely, right? And or when my husband first had his stroke, again, that was a big event, right? And again, I was grieving my way of life, right? Because it's like, and I was grieving the loss of my husband because he's not the same as he was before the stroke, right?
Yeah.
So it's not just about loss in when somebody passes, and of course pets. I was thinking about my friend who, Brenda, she just recently lost one of her dogs, and I was like, oh my God, I can't imagine.
Oh.
I don't know. Like, I will die when something happens to Neo. I will absolutely just, I don't know, but it will show up in my body because I am like that. My emotions, if I don't deal with them, they show up in the physical body. So let's
Yeah.
let's talk about how grief can show up in
So
in different ways.
I always used to think grief was just to do with someone passing away, bereavement, right?
Yeah.
But it's a number of things. If you think about it, a divorce, a separation, even retirement.
Yeah.
Retirement, sometimes, you had that money coming in and then you don't, sometimes the lack of, like, I don't have what I used to have. That is actually a form of grief. Yeah. Or even not retirement, even if you don't have a partner, you don't have a house, you live in a rented accommodation, and you sometimes feel in life, I don't have this, you're feeling the lack of. And when you feel the lack of, that is a form of grief, and that can turn into depression, and it can show up in so many different various ways in the body. And then you've got all these lovely wars that are going on in the world. That is a form of grief, and I don't like to talk too much about law of attraction because I think we're done with law of attraction. But if you think about it, if we all collectively were watching the news and watching about the war, we're building up this energy of fear, and then that's actually creating more wars. It's creating more fear in the world, which is why I do say to people, try not to watch the news because it lowers your vibration so much. I can't tell you what to do, but I'll just tell you what I do, right?
Yeah.
So finances is a big one, and I was just telling my son, because we were talking about moving houses, and I was saying I've moved 9 times in my life. And actually, that's not too bad because I'm 52, but still, every time we've moved, I remember how stressful it was. People think it's fun, it's nice because you don't have to cook for a week. Yeah,
It's not fun. It is
it's
not fun.
not
Yeah.
fun. And but now I've learned, look at the highlights of it, look at the positives of it, is that, you get rid of stuff that you don't need and you get new things and you're going to go into a new community. So I was trying to do that. But moving can be mighty stressful, mighty stressful. So all these things are grief. And
Yeah.
if you don't accept them and acknowledge them or observe them, they can become unresolved and settle in the body. And then it's not until like later on you're sitting there and you suddenly have a panic attack, or you suddenly like, it just shows up in so many various ways. Like I said, I'm not a doctor, but it can be like a skin rash, it could be hives, it could be just coughing continuously. The body is amazing. The body is amazing. It talks to us all the time.
Absolutely. And I had, when I was moving from Europe to here, I broke out in like massive, massive rosacea. It was like scary. I mean, if I could show you pictures, I'm like, oh my God.
I remember talking to you
It
at the
was
time.
so bad. And that was why it was the stress,
Yeah.
from everything, right?
So
And
can I tell you a little bit about that? Because I'm studying metaphysics at the moment, of how
sure.
certain parts of the brain, when things happen to us, like shocks, traumas, or an unexpected event, we call it an UDIN, unexpected event. When these things happen, the body reacts in a certain way. So sometimes, well, what the metaphysics says is that rashes are to do with the fear of separation. So I think for you, maybe the rosacea was like the fear of separating from your present home, going to the new one, could have been something that's showing up in your body, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to be honest, who wants to move from Europe, living in the country in your own place with like nature all around, to moving to Canada? Yeah, nobody wants to move to Canada, and especially in the winter, when it's going to be winter. It's like, oh my God. So I was, and it's the unknown, right? A lot of times the stress is caused by the unknown, right? Change and the unknown, all that stuff. So absolutely. And that's, even if you like, even as us as healers, even if when we do the healing on ourselves, we know what's going on, but still sometimes we have to experience it so that we can force ourselves to then really relax. I push, right? I push my body, I push myself constantly. And for me, that's the body's way of saying, okay, enough. You need to take a break. Right. So I had to,
absolutely. It's telling you, and that's exactly what happened to me when I was doing that management role at work. I did it for 4 years. I never wanted to do it. I got pushed into doing it, but I did it for a reason, because I was meant to be doing this, right? And so that management role, oh, my body was like, every time I sat at my desk, I was getting dizziness. I was feeling sick. My body was jittery. It was shaking. And it was like, it was telling me, this is not for you anymore. This is not for you. It kept saying that. And I was like, I wasn't getting it until literally, I was like on the bed. So, so the body is absolutely remarkable. It really, really talks to us.
Yeah, absolutely. And so here we're talking about how the body is a barometer, right? It will show you what's going on emotionally or mentally that you're not willing to look at, or like me, I push through. Sometimes I have no choice. Like, I got to push through. Come on, body, let's do this kind of thing. But sometimes the body's like, no, enough, right? And so the body is showing you where you need to do some work, right? And usually it's about where you need to relax, let go, take a break, and look at what's actually going on.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
so please listen to your body, and listen when things are showing up, listen the best you can. So let's talk a little bit about the radical remission survey, surviving cancer. I wasn't sure what that was about, but again,
Yeah, it's
we're
really
talking about,
interesting.
so I'm just going to put the disclaimer out there again, because I don't want YouTube to, flag this show. Again, we're just talking about it, but if you have cancer or anything like that, please do, do the energy healing. Absolutely. Do the alternative, but at the same time, in conjunction with what the medical team is suggesting for you. It's up to you, your choice. But we're not advocating either way for anything.
Absolutely. We're just giving, I'm basically, you're your own healer, okay? And we are just facilitators in guiding you what we know, what we've learned, yeah, from our clients and ourselves, right? And like, I know sometimes when you're going through pain, I used to say to myself, oh my God, why is this happening to me? And I felt like a victim. Why is my foot hurting? I'm only X age. I shouldn't be, limping around at this age. And then now I know it wasn't happening to me, it was happening for me because I would be doing this. I'd be living my purpose. I'd be living my mission. So when you look at it like that, it changes the dynamics of the whole situation and you actually start healing as well. So Kelly Turner, she was, she is, shall I say, a psychotherapist, a specialist oncologist. And she did a whole load of research on cancer patients who were told you've only got a few months, but who are now living cancer free. And so in her research, this is what she found. She said, like, okay, what's the theme here? What did you guys all do that you are now cancer free? And I found this so interesting. I actually talk about this in my workshops all the time because for me, it makes sense. And it's exactly all the things that we've just said. So the number one is take charge of yourself. Okay. So when I can give you this information, Alara can give you this information. We get overloaded with information, right? Are you going to be one of these people that just holds the information, or are you going to be a doer and do something about it, okay, and change it and make that change? So take charge. Number two is, this is the one I love, no emotion is worth holding on to too long. Okay, so for 4 years, I held on to anger and resentment and I didn't know it. And then when I did do the forgiveness work and let it go, look at that, the bursitis disappeared, and anything metaphysics teaches us that itis, anything with the word itis, inflammation, is related to anger. So, so this I'm not making up. You can look it up in all the meta health and metaphysics book. I'm not making any of it up. I'm just telling you, yeah. It's so interesting, right? Number three, they all said, eat your veggies. You don't have to be vegetarian. However, a plate, a stir-fry veg with a bit of lean protein, whatever, if it's veg or non-veg, is much better than fried chicken and chips, although I would prefer the fried chicken and chips. But I know if I had fried chicken and chips every day, it's not really going to do my body any good, is it? Or, once you fry something, it loses all value of its nutrition. Okay, now and then it's okay to have a treat. We all need that little bit of low vibrational food. Okay, but this is what they found. They said they started eating a lot more broccoli, they started eating a lot more veg. Okay, number four was laughter is the best medicine, and I knew this one would be in there because honestly, when there's times when I've been down and I suddenly watch something funny, I don't know if you've all seen that TikTok video that's been going around with two ladies when there's one climbing in the window and something happens to her. I don't know if you've seen it, but oh my God, I must send it to you, Lara. But I couldn't stop laughing. And then when you're laughing that much, you just feel so good. I cannot explain it. You literally feel like you've won $1 million, when you're laughing that much. So laughter is the best medicine.
Absolutely. I have to agree. I have to say, for me, watching something like The Big Bang Theory, I don't know, I just love that show. It always makes me laugh, and I love Sheldon. I just, I'm a geek in that way. But absolutely, laughing, being joyful, being happy, just laughing and feeling light in your body is definitely going to go a long way in making you feel better and raising your vibrational frequency, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Hi, Manisha. Nice to see you on here again. Yeah, I'm glad Manisha saw it because she knows what I'm on about, because that was honestly, it was hilarious. I got to send it to you, Laura. So the next one that I really like is intuition. They all found that when you listen to your inner self, your higher self, your guides, your GPS of the soul, that really help them. So I love that that's in there. Yeah. And number 6, this is another one. This is one that I really liked as well. Is I like all of them actually. Is spring clean your body. Okay. So you'd be surprised how much chemicals and radicals we take in. Now, recently I found this app. I'm not going to sell it because it's not mine. So, but if you want to know, you can message me privately. But there's this app that tells you what's in your shampoo and what's in your food, and then it tells you the chemical and what effects that has. Because I recently noticed that my hair was, I just use a high street brand shampoo and conditioner. And then I was noticed my hair was getting thinner and it's like falling out. And I was like, what's going on? Because I'm not eating too badly. And then someone said to me, there's all these SLS and parabens in your, in your household products, in your shampoos, in your soap. And I was like, oh, so I looked it up on this app and I couldn't believe my shampoo and conditioner was 0 out of 100 it scored. And it showed me like it had some toxic things in it. And I was like, oh, so I've changed, I'm changing my brands. I've changed my deodorant to something that doesn't have aluminium in it anymore. And I feel so much better. And it's so strange. Now, imagine you've got these things in your shampoo and soap that you're using every day in washing up liquid, right? And hand wash. And then on top of that, the food that we eat. Okay. So going back to number 3 about your eat your veggies, like I've been eating. My son loves his Doritos, right? I don't know if we're allowed to mention the brand, but if you look at the back, there's like 100 ingredients in there, and I don't even know what half of them are. If you look at like the local shop brand, it had 3 ingredients in there, right? Just oil, the actual corn, and salt or something like that. And I was like, why is this brand dear and it's got a million things in it? I don't know what it is. When I looked them up, I was like, what are you? All these chemicals and what they do to us, to the actual cheaper brand that has next to nothing in it. So, all these things, imagine how it's adding up, and then the pollution outside as well. So all these things, and then stress, and then other things that they add in our foods as well. So just be mindful of this. So sometimes your body needs a good detox. I recently took some herbal tablets for having a good cleanse. Yeah, it was, I don't know if some of you follow Barbara O'Neill. She's absolutely amazing. She's like a natural a natural kind of healer, doctor, therapist kind of thing. So yeah, so you can do all these things. So, find out about them, do your research. Don't just do it because I'm telling you. There's so much out there, but at the same time, if you have to take the medicine, if you have to go and see your GP, you have to do that. Sometimes you have to do these things because this is what our body needs, right? The next one I love again is meditation. Meditation, how many times have we heard that? What I love right now is that so many people are awakening. And about 10-15 years ago, I don't think there was that many, but now, like every corner I turn, I meet someone that is like-minded and that is on the same page of like, yeah, I want to know about this, I want to know about the alternatives, yeah, I want to do this, I want to learn about angels. So meditation really, really helps with everything and help these people become cancer free. Okay. And number 8 was, this is a very important one because I went to this, I don't know if you've had a Greg Braden. I went to, I went to one of his conferences in October, sorry. And one important thing he said is, loneliness can actually cause a lot of illnesses. Yeah. So if you live alone, be around people. Yeah. Get a pet dog, get a cat, join up with the neighbors, go to the library, go to the community hall, be part of a community, do some community work, some voluntary work, but be part of a group. Yeah. Because then you won't be alone. Okay. Because loneliness can actually impact you. Yeah. Absolutely. And then and then number 9 is another one that I love, which I'm doing now, is follow your passion and your dreams. Yeah. I'm not asking you to go sky high down to the Himalayas and parachute. Yeah, we would like to do that, right? But if it's your dream to go and live near the beach, where there's where there's a will, there's a way, right? So, so if you want to do it, you can do it. Yeah, that is your dream. Who knows? You're meant to go and live near the beach. I've always wanted to live near the beach, and I know I'm gonna. So next time I'm on here, hopefully I'll be saying, look, I'm living near the beach now. So, if you want to go and live near the forest, go and live near the forest. Do what your soul wants, because your soul knows what it wants to, why it's come into this lifetime, to be happy and to be of service, and to follow its passion. So that's what Kelly 10 is about.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, great suggestions for all of us. A lot of them we've heard, obviously, right? But it's these reminders can help us to motivate us to change our way of thinking, being, how we're living. Sometimes, people may not even be aware of, like, for example, the chemicals that may be in our food, or that may be in the things that we use every day, like the shampoo and soap, etc., because they're so busy thinking about other stuff. That's not an area that they've looked at. So please do send me that app. What you talked about, the app. So please do send it to me so I can take a look. And because I know that living in this type of society and everything, it's hard, right? So whenever we can get a little bit of insight into something new that can help us to live better, right? Because our physical body is clearing out toxins all the time, right? But we're putting in so many all the time as well, right? So sometimes it can feel a bit sluggish, for sure, right? And that's when it can start to pick up. You might get colds, or you might get sick in some way, like minor things even. But even those minor things, are signals and signs for you to, hey, what are you doing? Let's see what's going on, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I after looking into metaphysics and reading about it, I've just realized that literally everything that shows up in the body is related to something. I mean, they say in metaphysics, it's 10% of the body reacts, but 90% of it is emotional.
Yeah.
So imagine if, meta scientists, neuroscientists are saying that. So it makes you really think, like, wow.
Oh, exactly. And like, last year before we moved here, I was experiencing so many different things in the body that it kind of got me a little worried, right? So then I went to the doctor and all that stuff. I came here to Canada to visit because like I need a break, right? So it's like, I need a break. And then, I went to the doctor, but everything is fine, right? So it's like, oh, thank goodness. But it was a sign for me that I need to make some drastic changes, right? So it was, which I did. I made drastic changes and changed my whole life again, right? But that's the thing. If I didn't listen to my body, if I wasn't aware of certain things that were showing up that I was, questioning, then who knows where that would have led, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's so important to be aware. Like I remember when the kids were young, like they were like 29 and 25, but when they were living at home, I don't know, I had this like radar, like if I saw anything weird at all, like the slightest little thing, I was like, what's wrong with your face? What's wrong with that thing on your hand? What is that thing there? Like I was constantly on alert for some reason, right? And they're like, Mom, it's nothing. It's like, nope, it's, like I was always aware. So even with myself, I'm always aware when I notice something out of the ordinary, right? Then it's like, it's the body saying you're out of whack in some way, you're out of balance in some way. There's too much of something going on that you need to change, right? And then the question is, like you said, are you willing to make the changes that are required, right? And so that's the biggest thing. Are you willing to make the changes that are required so that you can, live a more joyful, peaceful, ease-filled, healthy life, right? And that's why we do these wonderful shows.
And it's so important, because you talked about you're going to be looking into linguistics, and language is so important because I have so many family members, and I'm the youngest out of 7. And my elder brothers and sisters are always saying, oh, we ain't getting any younger, And I was like, talk, speak for yourself, because I am getting younger for sure. I always speak on positive affirmations, and I'm like, you're as old as you feel. Right? If you keep saying, I'm getting older, I'm getting older, I'm getting worse, I'm getting worse, when you speak, it's a spelling, right? You're actually putting it out in the universe. and you're
Absolutely.
actually making it come true. So it's the same with, I feel, I'm allowed to say shit a lot, right? I feel shit. I feel crap. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'll give you another example. So where I used to work in the unemployment benefit office, the job centre, we used to get customers, and there was a lot of customers who were ill, who had ailments going on. So they were getting this thing called sickness benefit. And what would happen is, what I noticed is that there was so many that had anxiety and depression, especially after the COVID period, because remember, we'd been at home and there was so much fear built up, right? So all these people were coming with medical certificates saying, here's my doctor's given me a note, we call it medical note, to say I cannot work because I've got depression. So then this customer shows me the medical note that is written down. And remember, if you write something down, you've amplified it into the universe. So even if I'm not saying that the doctor was wrong. I don't, I have all respect for doctors. I've used them, all my life. So, but what I'm saying is sometimes with the prognosis, I'm not saying take it with a pinch of salt, but just be careful what you are putting in your energy field. Because now I'll go around telling the whole world, I've got anxiety, I've got depression, I've got this. What do you think I'm going to get more of?
More of the
Even
same.
if there's a small chance of you getting better. And really glad you mentioned your children, because my son, when he was 13, so this was 10 years ago, right? He's 23 now. So when he was 13, he had a really nasty cold, nasty cough and whatever, went to the surgery, and he actually passed out in the surgery, only because they were taking long, not because there was anything wrong with him. So he was feeling, dehydrated and stuff, and being like quite tall, they got worried and did whatever they did. And, and then they said, oh, you know what? He's got asthma. And I was like, oh. And in my head, I was like, no, he hasn't got asthma. But I didn't say anything. Took the prescription for the inhaler. I don't know what you guys call them, the Ventolin or whatever it is. And I said to my son, come on, let's go to the chemist. We've got to get you an inhaler because the doctor said you've got asthma. And my son goes, he was 13, right? And he was like, Mum, I don't have asthma. And I was like, yeah, but the doctor said, he goes, Mum, I'm not taking anything. I was like, okay, fine. Let's leave it in the kitchen for a little while and see what happens. We left it on the kitchen mantle for 6 weeks. After 2 weeks, he was fine. And I was thinking in my head, and touch wood, fine, 10 years later, right? I was thinking if we had gone and taken that for the rest of his life, he would have been on this loophole of, I've got asthma and I need Ventolin, right?
Yeah.
And in my head, I was like, how many other children has this happened to, right? Because we don't double check things. We don't, we just take things with face value because we have trust in so much people.
Absolutely.
But you need to try. I didn't know what to do because I can't tell my son what to do. Even though I'm the mother, I have to listen to what he's saying. If he says he doesn't want to take it, I can't force him. If he was a baby, it'd be different. But he's not a baby, he's 13, right?
Absolutely.
So,
and the thing is,
listen to your body.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
I was going to say, one of the things you mentioned about was, your energy field, but it's not just your energy field, it's your cells are listening to everything you say, right? So if you're saying, I'm sick, your cells are hearing that I'm sick. And so they're going to be like, okay, we're sick, and so, that's why, it's not just about saying affirmations, and it's not just about the law of attraction, but it's a physiological thing that whatever you are saying and even thinking, even your cells are absorbing all that. So when because we're talking about the body and we're talking about emotions and all that stuff, it's even your emotions. Like I like, if you say I feel like crap, well, the cells are going to be like, oh, she feels like crap. Okay, let's feel like crap, right? So that's why it's so important to always say I'm healthy, or I'm having a great day, or I'm feeling healthy, or whatever. But don't lie, but say it in such a way that you're getting healthier and healthier every day, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're feeling more vital or having more vitality every day, kind of thing. So
yeah,
then that's what your cells will listen to, right?
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head because like I said before, if you don't ignore it, don't suppress it, because suppressing it makes it worse. It will just blow up even more. Yeah. So, observe it, accept it. And then don't resist it. Because sometimes what happens is we resist these things and it gets worse. It's like a negative action, right? Resist. And don't be a judge on it, because when you become judgmental of it, it also gets worse. But I love what you said about the cells, because we do that in our meditation a bit later on, is that the key things to good health, good life, is the first thing is self-love. And sometimes all our body needs to hear is, I love myself, I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm beautiful. And we sometimes question that and say, no, I'm not happy because I haven't got this. And remember what I said about the lack of, when you practice forgiveness and gratitude, all this turns into self-love. Yeah. And then you've got purpose. If you concentrate on your purpose and your mission, you're halfway there. And then the third thing is your abundance will flow. So if you've got those three things, everything else, and abundance isn't just financial, abundance is good health, right? So,
Absolutely.
just
you
got to
health,
remember
relationships, etc. Harmony. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you got to remember why you're here and what you came here to do and what your purpose is. Just remember who you truly are.
And those of you who don't know why you're here or what your purpose is, don't worry, don't stress. Deep down we do know, right? But sometimes we just need a little clarity or validation or clarification, right? So I know that Roshney can help you with that at some point as well. So do you have time to take a few quick questions? So we have people with their hands raised, and I don't know if I mentioned at the beginning of the call, oh my goodness, but if you have a question, if you'd like to talk to Roshney, you can raise your hand or you can type your question in the chat. We will be doing a process in just a little bit. So, I don't know if you want to answer that question now about what emotion do I need to let go of, or should they save that for the actual
save it for the process. Save it for the process.
So if you have any other question other than what emotion do I need to let go of now, then please do raise your hand or type your question in the chat. Okay. So I know that Linda has had her hand raised since a long time ago. Linda, you want to unmute yourself?
Hi. Yes.
Hi.
Thank you.
Hi, Linda.
Hi. Hello. Oops, I got my hand in the camera here. I have had, my son is homeless and is in a poor me down in San Diego, and I'm in Montana. I've been getting calls. What are the emotions? My heart, blood pressure has been going up. I've had sound in my ear, and dizziness. Can you please? I know I need to let go of a lot of emotions.
Okay.
And today's my birthday, so I decided for my birthday I need to just cut him off because I can't afford to keep sending him money. He's 56 years old and he's got to learn his own lessons.
Well, happy birthday, number one.
Happy birthday, yes.
Thank you.
You're a fellow Aquarian. I love it, Linda. You're a fellow Aquarian because it's my birthday on Tuesday. So yeah, we're on the same page. So what I'm getting
we're
here,
coming into Aquarian. With all the Aquarian stuff.
Yes, we are humanitarians. So what I'm getting here is with the ear pain and with the dizziness, that's like not listening. Yeah. So it's like, what are you not hearing? What are you not hearing? So your guides are probably telling you you need to do X, Y, and Z, and you're probably not listening to what they're saying. Yeah. And the emotions, of course, the grief is going to affect the heart. Okay. Your heart chakra. I can't tell you what to do about your son. You will know what to do. But when you send him compassion, I think if you one of the gifts that I've got is the relationship. There's a document about healing relationships. If you follow that process, that will help you. That will really, really help you heal the situation with your son. Whether it means that you're going to continue to help him, or whether it means that you're going to stop providing or have a boundary and cut off after a certain point, because like you said, there's only so much you can do, right, before you get dried out.
Yeah, I mean, it's been $4,000 just in a month and a half, and it's just seems to it's like this suck energy and not really getting ahead. And then I realized that maybe I'm being codependent and not giving him an opportunity to
help himself.
take care of him. Yeah, learn that he can take care of himself. And he's been on the street for quite a while, and he's in a lot of pain. And I can see the emotional stuff there. I know in the past, and it's like my birthday present to myself is no, I can't take you crying on my shoulder. I can't take this anymore.
Yeah.
And there's this part of me that's mother, that how do I cut that off, you know?
So there's two things you can do. Definitely follow that the free gift that is on Alara's page. Yeah.
Okay.
And the second thing, if you feel that hasn't shifted, then the second thing would be to do cord cutting. And when we do cord cutting, we don't cut the good ones. We cut the energetic cord that is not serving us. So,
Right.
you know, so it'll make you help just let go of that fear of not helping him, or the fear of, oh my God, what's going to happen? And remember, I know it's like a mother's prerogative, when we pity things, when someone's ill and we're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, I feel so bad for you. They actually get worse. Yeah. So what they need is unconditional love. What they need is compassion. That's what they need. That's what both of those processes shows you. Yeah.
Yes. I also broke out like right in here with
like a rash.
Yeah.
So
burn.
The fear of separation of you know, losing contact with your son.
Okay.
Because you might feel, if I don't help him, he's not going to help me, right? I mean, he's not going to contact me if I don't give him money this month. Or it's that fear is always there with our children, right?
Yeah, at this point, I'd rather he not contact me.
Yeah.
But
honestly,
I think I can, you know, when he's crying about, oh, I'm this and I'm in pain and blah, you know, this and this and that. I think I can just wipe it off. But the last phone call yesterday, it was like, I can't just wipe that off. I mean, it's affecting me, and the cord cutting is something that I know I need to do.
I think the cord cutting definitely, because otherwise we take it on ourselves. We take it on ourselves, and we take it on in our body as well.
Yeah, and the other is just suck it up and get the courage to say, you're on your own, kid.
Yeah,
he was married for 30 years and went through a divorce.
I wouldn't tell you to do that, but you listen to your body. And
you wouldn't tell me to do that.
Maybe when we do maybe when you do the meditation, you could ask in there, you know, what is it that I need to do? What is it that I need to do with my son? Right?
Thank you.
Yeah, that's okay. Have a lovely birthday.
Thank you. I will. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Stay tuned for the process, okay? All right, we're going to go to Manisha.
Hi, Manisha.
Hi. Hello, Alara. Hello,
Hi.
Roshney.
Hi.
Thank you for the amazing call today. It's very important. Talking about toxins, I was watching something the other day, even when we have gel nails done, the salons that they toxins that I would love for you to let me know what you think. I went to Sharm el-Sheikh a few years ago. I was swimming in the pool and I came back 7 or 8 shades darker. So I became so dark, and I haven't gone back to the color I was born. And I thought, you know, because I'm holding on to a lot of anger.
Yeah.
And maybe it's my liver in anger. So I went to Nelson's and I did a protocol. So this is about 7 years ago. I still haven't gone back, you know, to the skin tone that I was born. Then what happened was, when I came back a couple of months later, I went for a mammogram and I had an enlarged lymph node under my left arm. So then they said to me, this has to come out, and it may be lymphoma. And I didn't want, because I don't have a spleen, I don't have a large intestine, etc. So I didn't want any more surgeries, but they said, you know, you have to get it out. And I'd love to find out what your take is, because you're very intuitive, you know. And
the skin is about separation. So either it could have been you separated from work, or you separated from even though it's not a rash, but it's the epidermis, isn't it? Because the epidermis has changed color, is the tone, right?
Yeah, my whole body, not just
Yeah.
my.
So some people have the opposite. Some people have, vertigo, where it goes very, very light, right? So that is related to a really, really big shock in someone's life. So for you, I don't believe it's a shock. I feel it's you either separated from something, separation from money, separation work, separation from family, or something that might have happened just before then, and then it was showing up in your body because you accepted it. Because when you accept it, we call it a healing peak, and the healing peak is the actual symptoms, right? And then when you understand it, which is like you might be understanding it now, it actually can go away. Okay, so it's very difficult for me to explain because I'm not a fully trained meta health coach, but I am studying it. So, but for me, what I would say to you is, with the lymph node, did they say have you had it removed or?
I did get it removed, and
Yeah.
Fortunately there was nothing. One of the things that I've been told is that the pipes in the pool were toxic. So I was staying at Four Seasons, so I was staying at a good hotel, but
Yeah,
I'm not sure if there's some sort of metal poisoning or something. So I have no idea. Can't figure
okay.
it.
So as mentioned before, I'm not a doctor, but
Yeah.
I feel it was more emotional than to do with the toxins. Yeah, the toxins probably added. Don't get me wrong, they definitely added. But the because I had my mother-in-law passed away with cancer about 10 years ago, and she had a pretty healthy life. She ate quite well. She used to walk like 2-3 miles every day, like for a 77-year-old. And I was thinking to my head, how the hell would you get cancer? You eat fruit, veg, you're vegetarian, you really look after yourself. You pray, you do all this. So I don't understand. You meditate. So what's going on? But I know she's had a very heavy emotional life, very heavy emotional life. So it catches up, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean that it happened to you just then, but it could have been something that happened a few years back that is catching up with you, that is showing up in your body, that is, remember what we talked about? The hidden emotion of grief is hidden, and it's like, somewhere, and we've not released it. So the emotional wall, there's a process that we do called inner child healing and emotional wall that really helps release it. Which you can learn yourself as well. Like I said, we're just facilitators, and you all can heal yourselves, right? It's just about trusting, believing, surrendering, and really letting go. Yeah. I hope that helps.
No, absolutely. Thank you very much. Thank you, Lara. Yeah. And happy birthday for Tuesday.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Manisha. It's lovely to have you again. Okay, we lost the Lara. Oh, there's a Lara. Where's the Lara gone?
I'm here. I got a phone call it was the wrong number, but anyways.
Oh.
Thank you, Manisha. All right, so there's there's a question in the chat from iPhone. I don't know who iPhone is. And iPhone says, I've had a bad cold for 7 weeks now after not being ill for over 4 years. Nice that you weren't ill. I'm healing, but I'm extremely tired and weak. Am I releasing grief or just need more time?
Okay, yes. So cold and flu is usually after the new moon and full moon. Okay, so when you've had lots and lots of healing work as well, and that comes out as a tiredness. The tiredness is a healing peak. So we call them healing peaks. When you've had healing and someone's told you, oh, you were holding this, you were holding this emotion of burden, and then you kind of accept it, you have the healing, and then the next thing you know, because you've accepted it and observed it and acknowledged it, it then shows up in your body as a cold, or it's a release. It's a form of release. Yeah. So I hope that makes sense, iPhone.
Yeah. So you're just releasing, which is normal. Oh, perfect. This is Vivy. Okay, great, Vivy. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Vivy. I thought I don't know what I thought it meant this is Vivy. I was like, what does Vivy mean? Thank you, Vivy.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So we are going to be doing the process, the meditation that we're going to be doing in just a few minutes. But before that, if there's no more questions, then I want to just talk a little bit about the packages. So I'm going to share my screen. One second. I'm gonna actually type the link in the chat, because I always forget to do that, and some people may not have it convenient to, for some reason, just look at the screen. So let me share my screen. Let me just share. It'll make it much easier. Okay, so you should be able to see my screen. Right, we have 3 packages. Package A is a package of 3 recordings and PowerPoint presentations. Package B is everything in package A plus a 1-to-1 personal session. And package C is everything in package A plus 3 1-to-1 sessions. So let's talk about the individual packages now. So the 3 recordings of 3 workshops with PowerPoint presentations. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. Oh, do you want me to talk about it? Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry. Sorry, I thought you were going to do that. So
you're the expert on your package.
I was delegating. I've been joking. So basically, as you know, I have workshops every few weeks. Yeah. So you will get a recording, an audio recording of each of these workshops, which is manifesting with your guides. That one helps you connect. You learn about the angels and guides and what your guides are. And there's lots and lots of tips and tools in there on how to manifest with your guides. Okay. Number 2 has it's all about the Akashic records. Okay. And that one's very interesting, because the Akashic records is just a magical infinite field of energy where you will learn so much. So if any of you are trained in it, you'll know what I'm talking about. So that's the Akashic records, and that's an introduction to the Akashic records. And number 3 is removing blocks to heal relationships. So that's a really strong one. It talks about cord cutting. It talks about forgiveness. All of them have got a presentation that you keep, and all of them have got loads of tips and tools on what you can use.
Awesome, thank you. So that package is $33. That's package A, and then package B includes everything in package A plus a personal 1-to-1 session with Roshney. So let's talk about that. What does a personal session with you look like?
So a personal session will look like, it'll be via Zoom, and depending on what's going on with you, my guides will say, okay, this person needs some inner child healing, or they need to do some cord cutting and forgiveness, or some Rahanni Celestial Healing, which is a bit like Reiki. It's of one heart. So it works on the pink ray of light, and it works on balancing the feminine and masculine energies, working with beautiful guides like Kuan Yin, Mother Mary, beautiful pink Rahanni angels, just to rebalance any negativity that's going on in the body. Or you may get an Akashic reading, because it might be there's some healing that's required via an Akashic records reading.
Awesome. And so that's the one session, right? So that's $77.77. And then package C is everything in package A. Again, those workshops and recordings plus 3 sessions with you. So it's the exact same thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Same thing, but just 3 of those. Not 1, 3.
Yeah, awesome. So package C, there is a payment plan available, and it's $111. So which is quite, I don't even know how to say, it's quite a value, I have to say. Getting 3 personal sessions with Roshney for only one. I mean, as some of you have seen on previous shows, 1 session alone with somebody is $111. So this is 3 sessions. Yeah, I would highly recommend it if you can. Right. So package A, B, and C. If you're an inner circle member, can't speak. Please do use your discount code. So if you can get package C, I would highly recommend it. Like I said, 3 sessions for $111 plus, the audio recordings and workshops. It's a steal. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Honestly, if you can do it. If not, you can get package B, which is one session for $77.77. So it's like you can see there's a big difference in this. So yeah, I would highly recommend it. Highly. I'm going to stop sharing. So thank you for that so much, Roshney.
That's okay. I think Iona's asked how long is a session. So my sessions are all 45 minutes. However, when source, spirit, creator, angels want to do a little bit more, I never time it. So it might go into an hour, and I'm not going to say to you, oh, you owe me 15 minutes more money. It doesn't work like that. If you pay 111, you will get, 1 hour, because it's whatever your soul needs. If you get 45 minutes, you get 45 minutes. If you get 46, you get 46. But it will be minimum 45 minutes you get.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Great question. All right, so we are going to do the process. So any guidelines for the process?
Thank you, Stephanie. So yeah, the main thing is just be in the moment. Try and have your feet on the ground, because some people lying down. If I was lying down and doing healing work, it would knock me out. I would just go to sleep, So, and sleeping is okay, because that does happen when you're sitting up as well, because you get drifted away, you get taken away somewhere. But try and sit straight. Try and be relaxed and have some water, because you need to be hydrated. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
And just trust and go within. I'm going to put my headphones on.
Okay, sounds good. We'll see how the sound is then with the headphones. Make sure it's okay before I mute myself. So yeah, drink some water if you have water handy.
How's that? Can you hear me, Alana?
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect.
Perfect. Okay. Good. Right. So, should we make a start? Okay. So, if you'd like to put your left hand on your heart center and your right hand on top, you don't have to do this, but it really helps you connect to your heart center and really helps you connect to your higher self. So, once you've done that, take a nice long deep breath in the nose for 3. Hold. And breathe out the mouth for 4. The more you breathe, the easier it is to connect to your guides. So in the mouth for 3. Hold. And then out the mouth for 4. Let's do it once more time. So in the mouth for 3. Sorry, in the nose for 3. And out the mouth for 4. So I've already cleared the space, but we're going to ground ourselves now. So from the bottom of your feet, I want you to imagine beautiful, beautiful roots going all the way down into Mother Earth. I see the roots as silver. Whatever color you see is right for you. I see our roots as very strong, very shiny, going all the way down deep into Gaia, to the core center. And there in the core center is this beautiful lotus. And as this lotus opens its petals, Mother Earth is pouring out her beautiful energy to you. She's pouring out in each petal peace, calm, serenity, grounding, and connection. I'd like you to take this beautiful energy up to your feet, up to your ankles, up to your knees, and up to your hips, and then all the way into the heart center. The heart is a transporter. It transports this beautiful grounding energy out to all your cells, all your organs, and your aura. Take a deep breath and breathe out. And now, from the top of your crown, I want you to imagine a beautiful, beautiful cord going all the way up to the sky, all the way up to the universe, beyond the multiverse. And there are millions and millions of other planetary systems and star systems. But there is a particular 6-pointed star. This is your very own soul star. In this star, there is all the wisdom and knowledge you've ever known. I see the words unconditional love and unconditional light given from source. Bring this beautiful energy down to your crown, right down to your third eye, right down to your throat, down to your heart center, right down to the solar plexus, the sacral, and the root chakra. Then it travels down this unconditional love and light to your knees. And knees is where we sometimes hold past life trauma. So send that unconditional love and light to the knees. Then it goes all the way down to your ankles. And ankles, sometimes when we get pain in our ankles, we hold guilt. See that love and light dissolve any guilt. Then it goes down to the toes, where sometimes we hold anger and resentment. See that beautiful love and light resolve and dissolve the anger and resentment. Then that beautiful love and light goes all the way down to the lotus, where the two energies connect and align. Take a deep breath and breathe out. Now, in your heart center, you have this magical light. We all have this magical light, because at the end of the day, we are just light. Day-to-day things happen to us and our light becomes dim. Just know that you have the power to expand this light anytime, anywhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to scan through our body, and we're going to ask our body and ask the cells how they are. Now, if you're feeling pain in the neck, if you're feeling pain in your hands, I want you to use that beautiful light that is within your heart and shine it upon these cells, because the cells just feel uneasy. So when they feel uneasy, they show up as dis-ease. So it's so important to know that just your love and light can fill up these cells and make them feel happy again, like happy emojis. So let's take that beautiful light from our heart center and scan over our whole body and just give it lots of beautiful love and light. And any area that is feeling extra painful or uncomfortable, just shine it upon that area a bit more. So I'm just going to let you do that now. And while you're doing that, I'm going to ask Archangel Michael to hoover up anything that does not serve you. He uses his vacuum to hoover up any little small particles that are not serving you for your highest good. So just scan through your whole body. See those beautiful little cells pop up like happy emojis as soon as your light hits them. I can actually feel Archangel Michael vacuuming a lot of toxins from everyone, including myself. And he's gathering them up in a bubble. Just visualize that. And so when you've given yourself lots of love and light, just know that right now your aura is gleaming. And all these toxins and negativity and bad thoughts that are gathered by Archangel Michael, he's put them in this beautiful ball, and he's literally just sent it up to unconditional love, and it's transmuted into unconditional love, disappeared, gone. Okay, take a deep breath And breathe out. And I want you to imagine Gaia in front of you, because you are now full of love and light. And whatever you give out to the earth, whatever signal, whatever you're a transmitter. So whatever you transmit out to the earth is whatever you're going to get back. If you give out fear, you will get fear back. If you give out hate, you will get hate back. But today we are making it a practice of giving our love and light to the earth. So there is Gaia in front of you. Take and scoop up all that beautiful love and light and cover Gaia with it. And then bring it back to yourself, because you are important as well. Right, so take a nice long deep breath. And breathe out. One more deep breath. And breathe out. So now I want you to imagine that you are walking in a beautiful, beautiful forest. And you are so excited about this forest because you just know it's a magical place. It's not like any other forest you've been to before. The trees are just lush and full of green light. The butterflies are flapping their wings. The birds are humming a beautiful song. You can hear a stream in the background. And as you're walking along the path, this golden light in front of you catches your eye. As you get nearer, you notice this tree that almost looks like the tree of life. The bark is made of pure gold, and the leaves are made of a platinum gold. You approach the tree and just stand underneath it. And as you stand there, I want you to feel that the roots of the tree are bringing up this beautiful gold, shimmery, magical light into your feet, into your knees, into your heart center, right up to your crown. So you are full of this beautiful golden light. And the top of the tree is bringing down your crown area, this platinum light. Platinum light that is very healing, going all the way down to your third eye, your throat, your heart center, your solar plexus, your sacral, and your root, then all the way down to your feet. So this magical tree has now just given you a two-tone light that is whizzing through you, and you are buzzing and feeling really magical. So I'd like you to go up to the tree and give the tree a great big hug, because trees are very, very magical, and they're one of the most wisest things on our planet. And I want you to step to the right-hand side of the tree after you've given it a hug, and you will see an archway door on the left-hand side. I'd like you to open this door and step inside this golden room and close the door behind you. Now, there is no light, there's no window in this room, but there is just pure golden light. And in the center of the room is a golden bench made from the bark. So you sit on this magical bench and you take a look around at your surroundings. I see a golden butterfly here. I see a golden woodpecker, and I see lots and lots and lots of little fairies. Whatever you see is right for you. The elementals are here to guide us and help us today. So I want you to now call in your guides, call your angels, call your loved ones, your spirit guides, your ascended masters, the archangels. Ask them to step in and sit down with you on the bench. And I want you to ask them two questions. I want you to ask them, what emotion do I need to let go now? And if you don't hear an answer straight away, think about where the pain is in your body. If you've got pain in your knee, then ask your knee, what emotion are you showing me that I need to let go of? And then the other question that you can ask your angels is, what does my body need right now? So I'm going to leave you for a few minutes to connect with your guides, and you might hear something, you might see something. Just trust and go with it. Okay, and hopefully you received your answers, and just know that you can do this process anytime to connect with your guides and ask them anything you want. So I'd like you to thank your guides, give them a hug, and I'd like you to thank the elementals that are in the room. And I'd like you to make your way towards the single archway door. Take another look around in that beautiful golden room and just know that you can come into this room anytime. Again, if you haven't said goodbye to your guides, please do that now. And don't forget to say thanks. Close the door behind you and give the tree one more hug. Because I love trees, they're just so magical. Anytime you're feeling down, if you go and sit under a tree or just even touch the bark, you automatically will feel so, lit up. Trees are absolutely amazing. And start making your way back to the path into that magical forest, slowly walking away from the tree. Very, very slowly. And when you're ready, come back to me. So hopefully you all got some good messages.
Yes, thank you. That was great. And you know, if I was lying down, I probably would have fallen asleep at some point, because I felt that, you know. But no, that was wonderful. Thank you. I definitely got some messages from my guides.
Good.
Understandable. One of them was, you know, like spot on. And then one of the messages that I got for what do I need? What does my body need? I'm not really sure, but it was like water, but more like not oxygenated water, but something like a nutrient filled water, you know, so I need more nutrients or more minerals, you know.
Yeah, it might be electrolytes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's the only thing I can think of, you know. It's like, okay, it must be the electrolytes ish. So, you know,
it's really funny you mentioned that. One of my friends was telling me, because I've changed from the refined cooking salt in my food to using sea salt. Some people use Himalayan salt, and she was telling me, because there's a Celtic salt, Barbara O'Neill talks about. I take that sometimes if I'm not well and feeling dehydrated. It's magical, really magical. But she was talking about this Baja salt that makes your water with electrolytes. So that might be a message for you, Laura.
Awesome, thank you. And then I was told to let go of frustration, because I was frustrated last night, right? When I was
yeah, so absolutely. Oh, brilliant.
Definitely spot on.
I got the water message as well. I need to drink more water and I need to walk more.
Yeah. There's and always something.
Yeah, I need to let go of a bit of self-hate I'm giving myself at the moment. My body hates, so I need to stop doing that.
Yes, for sure. So I think Manisha has something she'd like to share. Manisha?
Oh, you're lovely.
You have to unmute.
Oh, nice, Cindy.
Sorry, I didn't realize, because I'm using my phone today. This was so powerful. Thank you so much, Roshney. So I didn't see any elementals, but this was really powerful. I saw Golden Book, and my guides were Lord Shiva, because I sort of pray to him, and Hanumanji today, and my late father came in. Again, I got the same message as you had said to me: grief, let go, and bring in more self-love and surrender. So these were the messages. But my father came in, you know, I mean, that's quite amazing. So I really wanted to share with you that, you know, grief, again, is a revalidation message I got. But
that's beautiful.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. My pleasure. You're very connected, which is why you got really good, strong messages, right? So you connected.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. And I did hug a tree. When was it? Last Wednesday, I went to Hyde Park, see my GP, and then, you know, it's just, I hugged the tree. I couldn't hug, you know, daytime, like a big hug, but whenever I go for a walk there, I always hug a tree.
I do it all the time, and my husband's like, do not walk with me.
I love that. Thank you, Manisha.
Thank you.
Hold on, I was just Marlene, do you have your did you want to say something?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say, because I have, for some reason, you're unmuted, so it's okay, no worries. There's a message from Cindy. Thank you so much for this beautiful process. This was so needed and appreciated today. Got some beautiful messages from my guides for my self-care. Good. Sarah says, water, I use structured water with hydrogen and add minerals. Oh, nice. Good. Okay, cool. Thank you. And I had let go of grief and angst. Awesome. And Linda says, I give up feeling failure and abandoning regarding my son, and also value me. Yes, for sure. Awesome. Thank you, Linda. And I think Vivy, thank you both for the beautiful, wise healing session. You're so welcome. Good, thank you. Leo decided to come back.
Oh, bless.
Left and came back. Wonderful. No, that was great. And of course, like Roshney said, you can go back and watch or listen again, do that process again, and see what what new messages you get. But it's also about connecting with your guides and connecting to yourself. You know, it's not always about what do you see, but it's like making that connection to be able to receive the information and wisdom.
Yeah, absolutely. And like what Alara mentioned before is, the process we did about giving love to your blood cells, to your cells, because your cells are listening all the time. Every time I say, oh, my hip's too big, or my thigh's too big, it's listening. The body is listening, and then it's going to get bigger because it doesn't like that. But if I give it self-love, like we did the process, like just give the love and light that's in your heart to your cells, and it can help a lot recover even from illnesses.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's what our cells thrive on, is that love and light, right? So, if we can give more love and light to our cells every day during your regular meditation or whatever practice that you do, even if you're out walking, that it'll help. And it's also about giving you that chance to connect with you, with who you are, with your body, with your cells, with, all aspects of you. So it's important because we get so disconnected during the day with everything that we're doing. So beautiful. Thank you. Any other last words of wisdom before we go, Roshney? This was great. It was awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Lots of wisdom already.
There's lots more, but I don't want to keep you guys all night. So, next time.
Absolutely. And of course, again, if you would like to work with Roshney more, there are 3 packages, package A, B, and C. I highly recommend package C because it's such great value. So see if you can do that. And there's a payment plan available for package C as well, right? So please do take advantage of that. And of course, if you're an Inner Circle member, please use your gift code. All right, wonderful. So this was our Saturday session. I love doing Saturdays for some reason. It just seems so much lighter and I don't know, just fun. So thank you so much, everybody, for sharing this time with us. And thank you, Roshney, for sharing all this wonderful wisdom today about the healing emotions that are showing up in the body. There's so much wisdom. So of course, everyone go back and please listen. And thank you, everybody, for your comments, your questions, and your feedback. Wonderful. I'm so glad so many of you were able to receive from the process and get messages and or just feel that connection. So that's absolutely wonderful.
Thank you everyone.
And yeah, please do send me that app, Roshney, and that TikTok video you're going to send me. So please do send me those. I can always use a good laugh every day. It's great.
I'm gonna do it tonight.
Yeah, tomorrow. All right, everyone. So thank you so much. And until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all so much love and blessings always. Bye for now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.